Hello, everyone. Thank you, Kristen. Can we just give a round of applause to Kristen Welker? I mean, as a former NBC person and as the editor-in-chief of CNBC, I can tell you when you're always asking for the star NBC correspondent who's got hit after hit after hit, the one person who never said no was Kristen. So, and it's a sign of her dedication to this community that even tonight she never said no. She said, "I'm going to be ready for this event," and that's a real sign of her belief and her dedication. Thank you to all the donors and supporters who've given your time and your money to be here, and obviously congratulations to this year's Freedom of the Press Awards, Kevin Bain, Azmat Khan, Wendy Thomas, Judy Woodruff, and the Sahan Journal. Mukhtar, your comments were just truly inspiring as an immigrant to see that there are communities out there who are forming and covering other immigrant communities in person, live, is truly, truly inspiring. And I want to really thank thank you. My former colleagues at NBC and who were sitting there, and Cesar Conde, who helped make this evening possible, as well as my former colleagues from Dow Jones, who are here in force. So thank you for that. Look, this is my first year chairing this event, and it's really powerful to see this community of lawyers, journalists, and business and nonprofit leaders come together to support such an important organization and celebrate those whose work really embodies a commitment to free press. And I'll tell you one thing I've learned from 25 years in the news business is that when Steve Adler and Norm Pearlstein gang up on you and ask you to co-chair an event, you say yes. So Steve, I didn't realize at that time I signed up to co-chair this that I also have to follow AG in the remarks. So AG, in all seriousness, thank you for being such an inspiration for so many people here and committing so much of your time and effort to this cause. If FOIA does become a Wordle 5-letter word, I'm going to lose my streak, so hopefully that doesn't happen. In a world we live today, there are some pretty fundamental principles of democracy and press freedom that go hand in hand. When a reporter's ability to do that job is tested or impaired, a trend that unfortunately seems to be more common in various parts of the world, journalists and the legal community play a very, very vital role in protecting those principles. And I know it's sometimes easy for us to take it for granted, but for there to be a functioning and successful free press in the US, there are almost always lawyers and law firms dedicated to supporting the work of journalists, from access to records to helping us freely gather and disseminate information, and sometimes preventing us from doing things which, you know, we shouldn't pursue as journalists. And I can't tell you the number of times I was helped out by a friendly lawyer saying that may not be the best thing to say in a story, or maybe that's not the smartest way to approach things, and he'll let me help you with this. So I think I think sometimes in the US, you take for granted the commitment of the legal community and the journalism community to work hand in hand. And it's something which I've always been inspired by when you watch it in action. I think tonight is a real signal of that commitment. So thank you to the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press for continuing to facilitate and strengthen this relationship. And thank you again to our donors whose support ensures that this remarkable organization does all the good work it does.